welcome to our training seminar. We're going to be talking about stress. My name is Burdick, and thank you all for taking time out of your schedules to be here. Just wanted to remind you, if you could, silence your cell phones at this point. There won't be a disruption to our learning process. Also, we pointed out earlier where the restrooms are. If you need to use those, please feel free and excuse yourself. Also, in the rear, we have some refreshments. If you need anything, just help yourself. We are going to be talking today about balanced stress, de-stressing from the grind. And so I just want to dive right in. What is stress? The real definition of the term is a psychological and physiological response to the events that upset our personal balance in some way. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about not only what is stress, but how it affects us, why it's important to maintain healthy balance of stress in our lives, and what that does to us, not only emotionally, but physically. And so before we start, I want to dive right into an icebreaker, and so it is called, Who Am I? So I have these cards, and you're going to have these cards. You're not going to know who you are. I'm going to pass these out. You're going to place the card on your head without looking at it, and then amongst your peers here, you are going to have them give you hints to who you are. The first person to be able to know who they are will be winning a prize, a stress-relieving prize, so that will be great for you. So as I pass these out, please do not look at your individual. Do you have any questions about the game? Yes?
These names are the famous people?
They are well known, some are historical, and some are pop culture.
Okay.
Yes, Shanna?
What if I do not guess at all? Because I'm horrible at these games. Is
Okay.
there a time limit?
Yes. Well, whoever is the first person to get theirs correct, which hopefully I believe in you, you're intelligent individuals, feel free to move around and try to get clues from each people. And if you're ready to start, are you ready to start? We'll go ahead and go.
Let's see. He played in the main shooter. He was the main character.
Mark Wahlberg.
You got it.
I got mine. Mark Wahlberg.
He's got it.
Okay. We have the first winner. Keep going. We'll go. Keep going for 30 more seconds.
Oh, let's go.
Famous writer.
I know who you are.
I have no idea.
Famous.
His first part of his name, it's
Started acting in the
Yes.
30s, 1930s, 40s. Bringing up baby. Yes, you got it. Yes.
two syllables, but it's a long name.
Yes.
But the first part of his name is his nickname of
Yes,
a
yes,
movie
you got it.
that Will Smith played.
Okay. Time's up. Sit down. Everybody take your seats. Okay. So anyone besides Micah, did they know who they were besides Micah? Jim, who was your person?
No.
Audrey Hepburn, yes. And
That's a good one.
Micah, reveal who your person is.
I just saw that.
Mark Zuckerberg,
Which is?
the founder of Facebook.
Yes, that is correct. So when you saw your cards, did all of you know who your person was?
I'm the speaker of
The House.
no, excuse me. I'm the Republican majority leader in the Senate.
Yes, and current Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
Yes, and did anyone else know who they were? Or?
I know I'm a
Oh, yes,
singer.
Country
but I
singer.
wouldn't have guessed.
Oh, okay.
Some
Yeah.
Powell.
No, I know who this is. I didn't know who she was.
I know who.
Who are you?
Do you know who?
What do I
Audrey Hepburn.
What do I see? What do I see?
He's
India.
the Rudy English guy.
Alfred Hitchcock. He did like.
His scary
Oh,
movies.
Oh, movie, director.
Yeah.
I said writer.
Yeah.
Okay, so was that a fun activity? Did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Who am I? Well, you're really yourself, but for a moment you had someone else in mind, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was just, a way to get you guys moving, a way for, it doesn't really connect to stress relief, only that any game that you play, it is, you're raising your mind off of what you're thinking about, and you're getting your mind on something else, and for a moment you weren't stressed, were you? Well, very good. And neither was I. So next I want to talk about why relieve stress. So, we know that it's important, but it's sometimes very abstract. And so I kind of want to get into some definitive points, and I just wanted to remind you, if you have any questions, there will be a time where that will be an appropriate time to ask them. If you would like to write them down, then go ahead and do so, and then that way you won't forget them. And then just remind me if you have anything that is immediate that comes up, okay? So why relieve stress? Well, first of all, it enhances our resiliency to can recover more quickly from adversity. This is important because we want to be able to bounce back. We don't want to, something comes along and all of a sudden, our car is not starting in the morning and this is gonna, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed, I couldn't handle this, was the breaking point, I'm not going to work, I'm calling in sick, the kids can find their own ride to school, I'm not doing anything. We don't want that to happen. We want to be people that are resilient, that can take a stress and move on and move forward and continue on with our day and continue on living and doing the next thing that we have to do because we're very busy, we have a lot of things going on, and a lot of people need us. And so that's why we want to be, resilient, bounce back people from stress. And next thing that I want to talk about is we want to create an environment where you are successful and working under pressure with greater calmness and clarity of mind. And that will segue into our next point. The reason why we want to have clarity of mind is because it raises productivity. When we're people that are stressed, we have a lot of things on our mind, in the workplace especially, your employers want you to be working at work and not worried about the kids and what you're going to make for dinner that night and, when are you going to find time to exercise. Your employers want you to come to work refreshed, ready to work, so that way when you're dealing with stress and using all these tools, you can be able to do that. You can have a good work output. And even if you work in the home, you want to get things done. You don't want to have to take too much time to, take hot baths every day or spend hours watching TV. You want to get stuff done for the kids and for your husband and for your own self or the dogs, whoever you have to take care of. You want to be productive in the home as well. So even if you don't work a traditional formal job, you would want to be able to get things done in the home as well. So, and then finally, learning to maintain and control stress and stressors can provide relief from lots of physical problems, chronic pain, high blood pressure, and insomnia for some examples. And we will read about it later, but there's been many studies done about stress. It's ongoing, there's research, and according to Harvard Medical, a study that they did in 2008, 80% of diseases are actually linked to stress. Stress causes 80% of diseases. And so that's really high. So if we can maintain our stress and lower stress, we'll be healthy individuals, right? So before I go into dealing with the type of tools that I would like to see you implement to help you with stress, I'm going to do our next activity. And this activity involves you picking 3 stressors or stresses in your life and sharing them with the group. Just to remind you, this is a safe place and we can hopefully be vulnerable with each other, learn something about each other, and it's a judgment-free zone. So we are, and I'll even share 3 of my own. And if you need an example, I'll share one of mine. A stress of mine is dealing with my dog, Honey Bunny. I'm going to just self-disclose right now. My poor little dog, she's not been getting very much sleep at night, and so neither have I. And this has been a big source of stress. Every hour it seems like she's waking me up, trying to get my attention to either go to the bathroom or put her up or down from the bed. And so I really have needed to find a new way to deal with the stress so that I can get adequate sleep. And for some of you, maybe that's a baby, but for me, it's just my baby dog. So just take a moment and write down 3 things, and then we will share them together. And I'll give the next instruction. Maybe you need some stress-relieving music to help you think. Does everyone have their stressors, or did you need another few minutes? A few seconds. Okay. Continue writing. still writing. Okay, if you're all done, we'll turn off our thinking music for a moment, and then what I would like you to do is we'll just go around this U-shaped room, and if you'll just stand and say your name, and if you'll share your stressors, and then we're going to add them to our stressor board. And now, which I might have not mentioned, which I hope all of you took a negative stressor or something that doesn't positively enhance you right now, or something that needs to be better managed. And that's why stressors are in red over here, because these are some negative things that we want to work on and kind of target. So we'll start with you, Christine, if you'll stand up and share your stressors.
Hi, I'm Christine. I have a few things that I kind of thought of that were stressors for me. They have to do with time management, I think is probably one of the roots of it, and organization, and then relational and children's needs sometimes, finding time, and organizing myself to have time for friends, family, church members, then those become stressors because I feel like I haven't done enough for some of the most important relationships that I have around me.
Okay, so making a priority of relationships that are the people that are close to you, making more time for them.
Right.
Okay.
And meeting all the demands that I feel like I have, the people in my life that I need to take better care of.
Definitely. I like all those, if you'll just put them on the board. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm Jana, and I just put down work, family, and the balance of work in my life. But
Okay, so very similar, maybe some times management.
does it matter where I put this?
Oh no, anywhere on the board is fine. Next.
All right, my name is Curtis. I think all my stresses kind of tend to stem from school. I'm in school right now. I'm just balancing everything, tests and meeting deadlines. Seems to be pretty stressful for me right now. And I also have meeting particular deadlines, work, stuff like that. So.
Okay, and did you have a third one?
That's pretty much it.
Okay, you wrote them all the same. Okay,
Yeah.
that's very good.
Hi, my name is Micah. I think for me, when I have more bills coming in than I have money coming in, it seems to be a stressor. So I guess maybe money management.
Okay.
Thinking frivolous spending or more saving rather. And then the other one, idiots on the road seem to bring out a different character in me.
Oh gosh, yeah. All of us, I'm sure.
I ride a motorcycle and I tend to be invisible to other drivers, and so I see a lot more unawareness on the road because of my awareness of having to deal and watch with other drivers. Not to mention even when I'm in a regular vehicle, sitting at a light that seems like it should have turned 10 minutes ago, although I've only been there for 30 seconds. I seem to be in a different mode set when I'm in a traffic type object to move around, and whether
And you
it's
have
right.
places to go, and
Yes.
people are not really being cognizant of that. Of
That's
course.
true.
Understandable. That's stressful. Thank you, Micah.
Okay, my name is Sarah, and I wrote down time management as well. Just sometimes poor time management will stress you out.
Definitely.
I tend to be very busy, and probably overcommitment is a big problem. And
That's one of mine as well.
being aware before you say yes,
And
and then just unreasonably high self-expectations and holding yourself to a standard that you don't hold others to.
That's very good. Thank you for being vulnerable.
And my name is Doug. Right now we're trying to sell, my wife and I are trying to sell a house, and so we're praying for that. Also we have finances that we're concerned about, stressing me out, because my mom moved into another house now, making 2 house payments, so we're selling a house, and finances because of the 2 house payments, and then my job, my work, can be stressful sometimes. So.
Okay, thank you, Dan. I like this. So really, as we can see, as we've self-disclosed with each other, and I should do my own as well. I shared with you Honey Bunny and my sleep deficit, so that's one of mine. Also, one for me is homework. I'm still a student, as you know. That's why you're all here. And then my last one was similar to Sarah's, overcommitting. Sometimes I think I have 30 hours in the day, but really, everyone has the same, 24. So that's something that I would like to work on personally. So thank you for sharing those. I really appreciate it. So that just shows we all have some stress in our lives that we could work on, that we could really, you know, benefit from some more tools in our lives to dealing with all of these stressors in red. So I wanted to read to you a little bit about some things in my research that I've done. Number one that I want to talk about today is eat and drinking sensibly. I found a lot of articles, and in this I found one from Psychology Today that really tied in, you know, why is it important, stress correlating to what we're eating. And so I think that when we think of stress, we think of stress eating, right? Any of you guys have that in your lives or see other people doing that? I know I do. So I found this article, and it says, you really do crave rich foods when stress is unrelenting. And a very special and well-meaning collaboration between your brain and your body makes you do that. A newly discovered brain-body partnership may shed new light on so-called atypical depression. A lot of people, when they have a lot of stress, you know, and they can't manage that stress, begins to become very taxing on the body and emotionally especially, and the disease of depression can develop. So that's what this is specifically talking about in this Psychology Today article. So the common variant of disorder in which sufferers eat and sleep excessively and weight gain, in contrast to the garden variety depression marked by obvious anxiety, loss of appetite, insomnia, and weight loss. So what they're saying is, you know, they've discovered the reason why your body responds to stress from your brain and it goes to your body. It's really because that's how we are physiologically programmed. We seek chocolate, ice cream, and all these, you know, very rich foods scientists have discovered, not only because they taste good, because it's the body's attempt to actually put a brake on the runaway machinery of chronic stress. The body, it turns out, has a lot of natural wisdom in its operations. So it's trying to create a barrier between you and this stress. And so, for example, when you experience sudden danger, your brain signals your body to turn out a hormone called cortisol. And it turns and relays this message to your body to mobilize you for a life-saving response. Your heart races, you become very alert, you know, especially like if you're on the road driving, like Micah said, maybe you get that adrenaline rush, your body gets that cortisol kicking in because you're getting nervous. You have to be somewhere, and maybe someone's, you know, driving unsafe, and you're on a motorcycle, and your stress response is kicking in. Well, this causes your metabolism to shift too. And energy is being made rapidly available to your muscles, readying them for actions. Left to your own devices, this long-term anxiety set off by chronic stress will deplete your energy reserves. You won't survive very long, but fat and sugar-laden foods help your body build up reserves and stay in the game of life. So this whole lifestyle that we have, you know, hyperconnectivity, we have our cell phones on all the time, we're constantly accessing our work emails and personal emails at work and all these things. Our body is trying to create a barrier because, you know, we weren't necessarily made to be turned on all the time. You know, we have all these technology advancements that enhance our life, but also at the same time they're creating more stress in our day and age, right? So in the research that I've done, a lot of things are saying to go back to the natural way of life. There's some really good documentaries on Netflix. If you subscribe, you can look at those, and you can come up to me after the training session, and I've watch some of them if you are interested in finding more information out about that. But really, returning back to the natural foods, you know, things that are rich with antioxidants. In the back, we have some of those foods that I've brought today as an example. There's a little tent chart there that's giving you some ideas of some foods that are natural stress-relieving foods. One of those is blueberries, also nuts. So just returning to a more natural state of food will enhance you in your day-to-day living. You'll be full of energy from natural sources versus these processed chemical-laden food, if that makes sense, even though we crave those when our stress is high. So secondly, that moves on to exercising regularly. We know this, we've all heard a lot of things about why exercise is good for us. But today I want to empower you to really think about exercise on a new playing field, okay? So you're not necessarily having to go to the gym. You know, how many of you have time or go to the gym regularly? No one here. Me neither. No, not yet.
We all have something in common.
We all have something in common. We all have something that we can be
That's
working
why
on
we're in this
better.
class, I
I
guess.
guess that's why we're all stressed, huh?
We're stressed.
No. So, traditionally, I think we think of exercise as really a time of, you know, every day for 1 hour, I'm going to run on the treadmill, or I'm going to just really go at it hard. My New Year's resolution is to exercise. I'm going to get that gym membership, and then we go 3 times and we're done, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, today I just want to empower you. I have more articles to read, and we may or may not have time for those, and I always have those available for you after the class if you would like any of this research. And so, really, one of the things that when I did all my research, time and time again, I would just see, you know, taking a walk. And that's free, there's no gym membership involved. We all live in a smaller community where it's relatively safe wherever we live. We can just start walking outside, and maybe you can do that with each other, and that would be a good thing for you to start doing. So time and time again, stress reliever, just walking. So integrating exercise in small amounts in our daily life will really help decrease stress. And so, you know, just taking a walk, or maybe taking up a hobby, biking, you know, just doing those type of things can really help you in your stress relief. And so I have something from the Mayo Clinic, which we've all heard of them before. And so they say that exercise increases your overall health and sense of well-being, which puts more pep in your everyday step. I need some more of that. No. Exercise also has some direct stress-busting benefits. 1, it pumps up your endorphins. So that is your feel-good neurosensors, okay? So when you're feeling good, it's because you have endorphins pumping. So exercise helps you to feel good because it releases endorphins in the body. Number 2, it's meditation in motion. What does that mean? It's just like as you begin to exercise, you begin to regularly shed your daily tensions through movement and physical activity. You may find that this focus on a single task and the resulting energy and optimism can help you remain calmer and clearer in everything you do. 3, it improves your mood. Regular exercise can increase self-confidence and lower symptoms associated with mild depression and anxiety. Again, that we're seeing that stress is correlated to depression and anxiety. Also, exercise can increase your sleep, which is often disrupted by stress, depression, and anxiety. Okay, and so lastly, of course, before you implement exercise, make sure you talk with your doctor, walk before you run, do what you love, and pencil it in, okay? So, let's see. I have a few more articles, and because of time, we'll have to skip those. But number 3 is take 8, which is this, deep breathing and meditation. Today I had a technological difficulty, and I was not able to hook up my laptop to this particular TV behind me, so I have on a small monitor, my computer, this video that I would like you to see. And so if you could just listen intently, I'm going to hold it, and then hopefully you can get the gist of what it's saying. It's just about a minute long. Well, a minute and 40 seconds. And this comes from Live Strong, and this is particularly talking about women, but it's also applicable to the men in this room as well. So.
Hey, I'm Carrie Glassman. Here are some quick and simple tips to help you feel just a little bit better. Feeling stressed? Who isn't? Take a deep breath and count to 8. Why 8? Well, sometimes 10 just takes too long. Of course, if you can find the time to take some deep breaths and focus on your breathing every day for longer than an 8 count, all the better. But sometimes the schedule just doesn't allow for it. The key is to take a moment, or 2, or 8, every day to breathe, relax, and get focused. It's meditation at its simplest, and it really works. Researchers have found that a simple meditation program did more than just help participants manage stress. It actually changed their brain so that they became less reactive to stress. The U.S. Army has even included included basic mindfulness meditations in its resiliency training. If it helps prepare soldiers for combat, think of what it can do for the typically non-life-threatening dilemmas we civilians face every day. If you're prone to forget to do things like this, get in the habit of associating it with a specific activity that you do every day. Maybe try breathing and counting while in your morning coffee brews or for a few minutes before lunch. So remember, count to 8 to help keep stress from controlling you, and you'll feel just a little bit better.
So I really like how that was worded, and I'm very sorry for the audio-visual impairment for not having it on a large screen, but hopefully you'll get the gist of that, which is just saying take, 8 seconds to just deep breathe. Set yourself up. Maybe do this at multiple times of the day if you need it, and especially I think in the morning, getting yourself, it's such a rushful time, getting the children ready, getting yourself ready, getting to work on time, and making sure everyone has what they need to be prepared for their day. And so just taking 8, because sometimes 10 is too long. I love the way she said that. So that was number 3. And then lastly, what we're going to talk about is time management, which we don't have a lot of time to go into the particulars of what time management exactly looks like maybe in each one of your daily lives. But maybe this can help get you motivated to start taking that into a step further into implementing it more and more each day. And so I saw on your board there was a lot of time management problems, right? Stressors, that was a big stress. And so I had a book that was a really great book, and it is called, let me see, 168 Hours. The more you have more time than you think. And that's by Laura Vanderkamp, and she is a time management expert. And so her book would be an awesome resource for you that are looking for maybe extra reading or maybe more material if you're looking for more help in the time management area. And so before we conclude, I just want to read a little bit about time management. So once we engage in the time management process to help reduce our stress, then I think we will want to set priorities, make a list of things that are essential in the performance of our tasks, and try to differentiate them from those things that really probably don't need to be done. Many people in my experience complain about the interruptions and interference of email in their day now. And so one of the suggestions that I've made, is that we set aside 2 or 3 particular times of the day for reading email. But do not respond to it immediately as it comes in, because it therefore becomes a distraction. So like for me personally in my life, the reason why that was a helpful time management tip is that I continually have my email open while I'm at work, and I'm dealing with phone calls that are coming in, and people that are coming in, and patients. And sometimes when I see that email, I'm like, oh, it's from the senior director, I should really respond immediately. But maybe I know that's not her expectation. And so one of those time management things to do that you could implement would be just to read it. Maybe you open them right when you get in, right after your lunch, and maybe right before you're getting ready to end your day, an hour before, and then pick a time to respond to them then, and not have to worry about constantly checking and constantly reading, if that makes sense. So now we are running out of time. I would like you to make it personal. I would like you to just pair up with the person next to you, and then just take 30 seconds. I'll be very strict on your time, and just share something that you learned. And go ahead and do that now.
Eating food will help you exercise all contribute to an increase in stress.
Right, that is definitely, I was thinking about that.
Ways that can manage time.
So, okay, I'm so sorry to cut you short, but I hope that you were able to learn something and share that with the person next to you. Now, just to take it home, I have these cards for you, and I would like you to set a goal from one of the tools that we've shared today of how that you're going to deal with stress. And so instead of saying, I'm going to be stress-free and I'm going to tackle all these tools at one time, I would like you to just personalize it and maybe just set a goal of one thing today. And at the top, I've written a scripture verse for us. It's from Psalms 55:22. And so as you are thinking about this, I'm just going to read that verse,